I'm recording. So yeah, this is a private session of one of the top tier Patreons that are requesting my support. So yeah, running the
Thank you
project right now, and I will share my screen. I think it will be the best.
Okay.
And I will share the entire screen at 30 FPS. This should be more than enough. And the project is loading. You're still there? Oh, we just disconnected for a second.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was doing something weird. Yeah, there it is.
But you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's run it. I recently was sitting in Unreal Engine 5 trying to get used to it. Honestly, my God, like it has technical improvements, but it's just it's not straight up from 4 to 5 as I would hope. Oh my God, compiling shader. Let me go into turbo mode on my laptop. It can get a bit loud. Okay. So, do we have any agenda for today? What do you need most help with?
Okay. Man, there's a lot because I suck. So I've been trying to implement various things that half work and half don't. And there's questions about stuff that I just can't seem to find answers on like YouTube. So let's see. If you, when you get a chance, push play in multiplayer mode, and you're still compiling. Yeah, play in multiplayer mode, and what'll happen is I have a reaction component on there. This is something I bought, and the guy reacts, and I was trying to implement from your older YouTube video how to what was it, ragdoll, the health bar system, the rep notify, and I was screwing it up somehow. So I would get the health bar, it would go down, but then I was getting all these warnings and it had to do with like the viewport. You know how you put it? What is it called? The widgets to the viewport. So what I was hoping to implement was a downed system. So you shoot the guy enough, he goes down, and you can crawl a little bit for a certain amount of time and then revive him when he gets up. So I set the state for animation and everything else, and I just couldn't get it to do it. And I would get even more warnings because I was screwing it up. So then I downloaded it. If you'll see it on the left side, something called Damage Revive System, and I put that on there. And I like the HUD. It actually respawns the guy, but I can't ragdoll, and I have no, and I can't also go into my state of crawling. So that's minor stuff, but well, not minor stuff, but that's functions that I just can't figure out or find online easily. Also, what else? If you know how we vault, you have vault in there. So I set a new animation in hope that I would be able to get like a unlockable gun, right? So you unlock a certain gun, and that the character will have better animations, be a little faster, it'd be like an upgrade, right? So once you compile, I'll show you. He he can change the gun. He even does a different vault. But there's a weird glitch where if you vault and you, I don't know, I think aim, the guy starts floating. It's just like little things that I have no idea how to fix that.
Okay, I see you put like a lot in the project, like really a lot of stuff. The best workflow, to be honest, is to just put stuff that you need and you're working at right now instead of everything that you might need in like 2 months or something. Because it's always heavy on, well, on everything, on the project side, on the repository size, on loading times, on everything, right? And searching for stuff. Like,
It's
why
true.
do you need
Yeah.
Goblin Warrior, for example?
The animation.
Yeah, okay. But that's the thing, like
Yeah.
you should make an animation folder and you should gather all animations, retarget them, put them into a single folder and use a single skeleton. That's usually how you should
That's true.
start with the project.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
see a
true.
lot of packs that I recognize and they are very solid packs, at least most of them.
Yeah. Well, what happens?
So
I start
yes.
getting a little crazy because like I'm working on it and I'm looking online and I'm trying to read documentation and after a while I just want to add stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about an echo.
Where? What? Where? Where's the echo?
Oh, it's on my end. It's on my earphones.
Okay. Mm,
Wow, you really are compiling like crazy.
yeah, it was like
What happened to my
10,000
whip?
shaders.
You see, hold on, it got to be here, I think.
And by the way, the more projects you have, the more stuff you put, the more shaders you compile, the more geometry you make distance fields for, and everything. It actually builds up into used disk space on your C drive. And there's a trick to clear that space. But at that point, right now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably at something around 40 gigabytes or more that I could clear if I just
What?
delete all that data for all the projects.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize. So it just sits on there,
Yeah, I'm going to make a
even
tutorial on
after.
how to do it. Yeah, because the next time you load
Right.
the project, it's not compiling again, right? But it's not sitting in the
Yeah.
project folder. It's not in the intermediate or build folder. It's actually in the
Mhm.
engine folder. That's why if someone
Right.
even downloads the entire project that you shipped them, it still recompiles. It's even if you include everything, it still has to be built.
Understood.
So yeah, we're halfway there. Let me take a look already at the game mode. Let's go at the character. We'll be working with this guy a lot probably.
Which one? AGR?
The
Mm-hmm.
BP AGR Cobalt, this character, so the main
Yeah.
character, will be working
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with. Okay, this is like an empty, so it's fine. Okay, the core running graph, that's for sure.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of things that I wind up disconnecting, but left it there so you can look at it and kind of tell me where I went wrong.
I
Like
need to
that was the
check the
health system.
mannequin and the skeleton and retarget options. Animation. Okay, this should be animation. This should be animation scaled. This is fine. And this should be. It was, I think, oriented scale. Let's go with here. Bones.
Oh yeah, there's something weird with the bones. Yeah, I forgot that too. So I started using Character Creator.
Yeah,
So you see a lot like extra bones on it or whatever
yeah,
they are because of Character Creator.
yeah, it's
And
fine.
now, well, when I import now from Character Creator, it won't let me. It says something's wrong with the bones. It's very strange.
What?
Yeah, I didn't change anything that I know of, but yeah, it won't let me
I
export from
mean,
Character Creator.
he's maybe mad that you have this one extra bone, which is called the weapon bone. But it should just be a
Mhm.
warning that there are bones in the character that you are missing, and
Mhm.
it should allow you to do it. It should just give you warnings.
Yeah, that's
And
that's the thing, Phil. When I do it, the character is all messed up. So like it's a warning, and I go forward and bring them into Unreal, and then now the arms are all like twisted, and it's like really bad. I don't know what went wrong, but and I do the exact same process of importing it that you showed through one of your videos,
Yeah.
and the other characters come fine, and then now it says something weird about the bone. Before it didn't say it, and now it does. So I messed up something somewhere.
Okay, we're going to take a look at that one as well. I don't see why not. Are there any virtual bones here already? No, there's none.
Uh,
Okay.
no. Mm-mm.
You probably don't need virtual bones because you don't need perfect aiming like you do in first person, where you have to just
Yeah.
stick your hands to the camera. Okay. Backpack socket, head collision. What's that? Chest collision. Huh. What are those colliders for?
Oh, okay. Are you on the AGR guy, or is that
The AGR
that's not the
what
main character?
guy?
That's
Well, that is
strange.
the
His
main
chest collision.
character.
Yeah, his chest shouldn't have collision on it. It because I thought I took it off. What it is two things. So on the AI, you have collision boxes for this skin decal component that you see over there on the side.
Hmm.
So when you have option to either do it based off of their bones or off of the excuse me, off of the hitboxes. Um, so that's what that's supposed to be, but I wind up doing it off the bones anyway. So there, I don't really need the hitboxes.
Okay,
That's
I
the
was
other weird
wondering
thing
about
too.
this skin decal. I got the skin decaled pack, but I haven't played with it yet.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
it's pretty good, but for some reason, well, not some reason, it's me. I can get it to work in single player. It looks great. On multiplayer, it doesn't show. I don't really know how to set it up correctly. The instructions are interesting, but I don't know. I guess they're not for newbies.
What the hell is that?
Uh, what is that? The UM component? That's the sorry, that's the AI.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, the
makes
AI.
sense.
It runs all by yeah, and limb dismemberment. So if you shoot the guy's head, it'll pop off. Well, it really sets it invisible. Yeah, it sets it as invisible. It's pretty cool, and it spawns a fake head. But there's of course there's still problems with it. It spawns the fake head, but then it spawns two.
Like, but
Um,
it will be a lot harder to do with character creator character because you see mannequin in all of his bones he got like clear separation. They are not connected, so they are very easy to separate. When in character creator you have to just go into Blender and make separate meshes basically and close
well,
them.
yeah, yeah. No, what I'm saying is that limb dismemberment isn't based off of what you're saying. I saw some components like that where they separated like the bones. This one actually puts a shader on the head to make it invisible. So it's the bones are still the same. It didn't separate it luckily, but you'll see if you give it a try. It just makes the head look invisible, like it's not there, but it's still there. You can still shoot it if you wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I usually also hide by material ID. I don't really do hide bones because what's actually happening, hiding bones, just scaling bones to zero, but they are still there and they're still being counted for animations and IK and everything. So it doesn't really hide them properly. And when you hide the head, it shrinks, so your camera gets screwed up if you are in first person. Okay,
Uh,
shader's finishing to compile. Still waiting for this ultra dynamic sky, I guess. Bam, bam, bam,
oh,
because.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't put it. Yeah.
Okay. Background on clouds. Custom noises. Mm, so this is the specific cube map. So this is the. Oh, this is also specific cube map. None is doing the real-time capture. And they both casting shadows. That's strange. I haven't played with this for a long time. But that
it's pretty good
impact. It should impact quite significantly the performance. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't. On my computer, it doesn't. I can't tell, but it's pretty cool. I didn't put on Lumen or real time lighting or any of that yet.
Oh no, it's still running out 120. Yeah, in Unreal Engine 5, there's like a lot of issues with reflections and with lighting and all sorts. Is this running on ray tracing?
No.
Oh.
I didn't turn it on. I wanted to toy with it, but I didn't want to mess up
Like
my
the
stuff.
reflection and everything looks pretty good. Yeah, of course it's not ray trace because it's screen space, but still, that's pretty neat. Okay, so let's give it a spin and let's locate first of our problems. Okay, I'm this guy. I'm playing multiplayer, but I'm just playing alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So the aim offset looks great. Animations look solid. The start animations don't have footsteps notifications. You should probably add them.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just a
not
small
yet.
thing.
Yeah, I'm missing that. There's a couple little ones. I'll do that later.
Okay, I can
That
pick up
and
weapons already.
oh yeah, yeah. Pick them up.
F.
1, 2. I don't remember what we used. I was re-looking my.
What?
Remember,
I know that you are set for gamepad, but
yeah,
you should think about keyboard specific keys for
yeah,
gameplay anyway. Like you
yeah.
should
I have
not
it.
leave it like this. Okay, so let's check. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I'm going
looking
to
right
see
now.
warnings. So let me just check. I can set it right now. So let's go into inputs, action. Oh, you didn't
Yeah.
do it like this.
Now, remember we were doing it through the blueprint, or at least I
Okay, so
was, and
let's do
we
it
kind of
properly.
with it. Okay.
Okay, let's do it like interaction. It's going to be F, obviously. And
Yeah, I'm
on
looking at this.
gamepad, what is it?
It is the top button, face button.
Okay, so top face button. Do we have any other important interaction inputs? Oh, we got probably shooting, right?
Yep, left trigger, right trigger. You did it left mouse, right mouse.
Okay, so
Where is the
left trigger, which is the left mouse button, and it is the left shoulder. No, not shoulder. It's the left trigger. And by the way, do you have like swapped left and right triggers for the gamepad? So with the left you aim and with the right you shoot?
Yes.
Okay, so this will be the right
Yeah.
shoulder, right trigger.
So
Okay. So instead of calling
the
left, we're just going to say trigger. And the next one will be called aiming or take aim.
in the blueprint we have item pickup as number 7. I don't know if that'll mess you up or not.
Nah, I'm going to delete that. Let's not do those random numbers and random stuff. Like, let's use the inputs like you should.
Okay.
And this will be the trigger left. Okay. So we got trigger, take aim, interaction as new inputs too. So that's something. Let's go into inputs. And okay, so this is the basic inputs. So we probably have even graph. Okay, we also got crouch. Let's do it as input as well. I closed it. Okay. Let's do crouch, and it's the left control.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll work.
And write control. Let's just make it control. And on gamepad, what is it?
Right face button.
Okay. So we got crouch. And we can go back here and say crouch.
We got vault and sprint also.
Crouch input. Okay, it's this one. What else you said?
We also have functions like sprint and
We got sprint.
vaulting.
It's gamepad left shoulder and left shift.
Yeah.
And vaulting is being input how? Isn't it by jumping?
It's kind of it's due. Yes, it is by jumping. Yep.
Okay.
It has a thing about
So
that.
let's leave it as jump as an input. So I can do
Okay.
jump / vault.
Okay.
Okay, so that's everything. And now it will give us errors. Yes. So this is the standard jumping. We're not using this one. Let's actually move this crouch into inputs because it is an input. Let's go into event graph and let's find some more. So this is the gamepad. Okay, so
That's
those are
the
like
change.
debug stuff, I guess.
That's the change poses. Yeah.
And this is the network montage. This is the right mouse button and left trigger, which is aim. So take aim, just a single event. We don't need two anymore. Press release.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, this works. What else do we have? The server aim. Process. This is oh, okay. There's more here.
There's nothing. You delete that.
Okay, this
That's me.
is something not working. This is empty.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay, so this is trigger input. So this goes here and this goes. Wait, no, this is pressed, so it goes here, and this is release, it goes here. Yes, okay. Let's do it like this. Okay. Let's move this into inputs. And let's go back into event graph and let's go into our aiming, which is here. Let's move it as well. By the way, you should use free plugins like auto comment and graph formatter, stuff like that. They really help a lot.
All right. 1 second. I'm gonna write it down. Auto comments. I think I got graph formatter. I saw it on your screen.
I could just
I
add
didn't.
it to the project, honestly.
Yeah. Auto commenter. Come on.
Graph formatter and auto size comments.
Gotcha.
And let's save everything and I can restart now. At least it's loading really fast. I'm keeping all projects now on my NVMe drive, and it is fast.
Awesome.
Okay, this is done.
How many drives like that do you have?
Well, one just burned down, so I just got 1 terabyte. So I have to be very cautious when I'm doing something to not go over it.
Yeah.
And now we go into project settings and into plugins, and here this is the enchanted enhanced input. We have able. We don't need any of those. HR. Okay, we got an L. That's useful. It was in editor preferences. And here in plugins, we have auto size command. Let's not use a random, or you know what, we can use a random color, but make the default black. Or let's not use random color. I like to use black or white. Graph formatted, so this is okay. Okay. Let's go back here. I guess we were using random colors before. That's fine. So aiming, fire, all of this is moved. Let's go back into event graph. Let's clean some more. So this is okay. Widget stuff. Well, it's not only widget stuff, honestly. It's a bit more. Not sure what this is. What?
Okay, yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. So I was following a tutorial about the putting down, when you put them in down state, and the tutorial was casting to the character, and based on what you've been teaching, it's not really good to do that. So that there makes it as a reference so you can cast to the character. So I put it there, but then I put the box around it so I can ask you about it. Should I keep that or not? Basically, it just lets you cast to the character.
But where is this variable? I don't see it.
Oh, it's just there. It's there, and then if you go down to the variables on the left side, all the left screen straight down, all the way to the bottom, right there. You see the last one? You can actually cast to them through that variable down there. And
Oh, so you're
um,
saving the anim instance.
I guess that's what it is. Yeah, because the guy in the tutorial wasn't great,
Okay.
and and
But
also it didn't even come out
okay.
multiplayer either. So
But what
yeah,
is also very important is that the character and the animation graph they are not on sync. Animation graphs they run asynchronously, which means that sometimes they can trigger their tick before the character, sometimes after. So you have to
mhm.
be cautious when you want to. But where are you using this? Like,
Well, I'm not
what
now.
is this for?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not using it now. I was trying to do it for the down system. So I made an animation state in the AGR graph in an AGR core, and the guy was supposed to go down after you shoot him a certain amount of times, and then he'll crawl and you can revive him. But it never worked, so I deleted the rest of that stuff
So
except for
why
the
don't you
animation
just change the base pose
to change it to do what? I'm confused.
to go into crawling?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I couldn't get it working, man. I didn't know what to do, so
Okay,
I just yeah. You can delete that part though. They're not sure I what part.
there's like a
Yeah,
million functions here, by the way.
yeah.
Let me
I'm trying
just
to keep.
close all of this for now because I'm not sure what all of them do. I guess most is usable for
It's,
something.
yeah, it's the random
Uh,
plugins.
okay, so we go back here, we go back into event graph, and we
Yeah,
can
you can
clean
delete
some more.
that.
So, okay, so this is not really important right now. Don't do variables that you don't need, because why?
Okay,
Uh, what is this?
I don't even
Okay, no
know.
reference. You just made reference to yourself. Okay, we
Yeah,
don't need this as well. Downed health underscore zero.
delete
Find
that. Yeah,
reference. No uses.
yeah, yeah. I deleted it out. I forgot to get rid of that.
Okay. Find reference to down. It's a float. It's usable to anything?
I don't know. I don't think so anymore. No, it's not.
Okay. So let's delete this one as well. Okay, I'm not going to every variable. I guess they are usable for something. I know that some of this is for vaulting. Okay,
Yeah,
so this widget stuff, update. Okay, so let's go through actual problems. Let's go through problems. Now we have inputs. I need to find interaction and I should be able to test things now.
yeah.
Uh, mm,
Oh, you're looking for it. It's on the main event graph, kind of to the top right a little bit. Yeah, you got it.
there it is. Action events of inputs. Okay, so it's this one. this. Okay, so I would cut this, leave all of this as is here, but I will put this into inputs. Okay, and we need to find jump volt as well.
It's already at the bottom of the event graph. If you go straight down, you see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's this
Right
one.
there, the long.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, custom vent, we're going to say volt, and there's no inputs really, and we're going to go into basic inputs. I'm going to say volt jump input volt for now at least. Later on we can do some, if something then jump, if something then volt, if something then climb. So jump, volt, climb, action. Okay, we got this. Seems solid. Let's test it. Okay, I can pick up a weapon. I'm changing the stance. I can aim. Whoa, nice.
Oh yeah, I had a
I kind of like the camera shake. Like it's excessive, but like if anyone ever was on a shooting range, guns kick.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Well, with that one, I love it. I did want to ask you, because based on how it works,
Why is it
and
always
based on,
glass?
I don't know why it did that. When
Okay.
me messing around with stuff, one day it turned that way. So I was going to ask you, the camera shake node. If you look on your second screen or however you got your multiplayer set up, it shakes the other person and it's not supposed to. Only supposed to shake the screen that's shooting.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
yeah, but there's nothing online that explains what that is. I'm telling you, I've been scouring YouTube. Camera shake, it's near the shooting something. I have to find it.
If it's valid, then if it's in viewport, I'm looking at what's causing this error. Access none. Trying to read property health bar.
Oh, that's something different. Yeah. Wait,
Mhm.
which access none?
Okay, so
Can you? Are you able to
basically,
click?
if it's not valid, then you create it, you set it, and you add it to viewport. If it is valid, then you check if it's in viewport. But if it's not valid, you don't go through this because this will end in a bad state. Okay, this should work. Okay.
Okay.
And this one add to viewport. Okay, so that's exactly the same thing. Let's see. So I should be able to just, yeah, and we still got one problem.
I can't see what it, health and damage. Oh, that's that component I was telling you about. Damage and revive, which it doesn't work correctly. It's not the component's fault. It's my fault. But the guy doesn't go down, and you're only supposed to ragdoll, and then you can go pick him up. But I can't get him to ragdoll. That was me following your tutorial,
Yep,
and
this
I
should
could.
be fine.
Yeah, but I disconnected the rest of it because it wasn't working. It was giving me a lot of errors because I didn't set it up correctly.
So if it shouldn't be visible, then you check if it is valid. If it's not valid, do nothing. If it is valid, then you check if it's in viewport and you remove it. Okay, that's fine. If you
Yeah,
want it to
that
be visible true, you see if it's valid. If it is valid, what you do is you get, does it really matter? Yeah, it does matter if I get it from here or here. And this is just a get. So this shouldn't matter. Where's the...
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah. The other parts I turned off. So like the alive part that goes to the rep notify.
If it is valid, if it is in viewport true, do nothing. Okay. If it's false, then add to viewport. Should work. Oh. Except the... Okay. Damn it. Okay, check this out. You need to also see if player controller exists, because you right now you are using the same class for AI and players, right?
Yes.
So on dedicated server, player controller 0 doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah. So this should remove all errors. No. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't be doing it here. I should check if it's valid on the entire way here. Or you know what? We could ignore this. Yeah, we could ignore this. And instead find where we call it.
Let me do this.
We call it here. So when possessed, what we want to do is player controlled branch. So if it is player controlled true, then we can just call it on only client. But if it is not player controlled, so it's on server, it will skip. So then we don't need to do valid check, and we should have no errors. No errors. Okay. So I can pick up items, I can interact with stuff, I can shoot, and I can name. Okay, we got this. So by the way, well done. It looks nice. I kind of like it. And you managed to do the inventory and equipment, which is a lot, and locomotion.
Yeah.
So that's a very solid start. So let's jump into simple things, like where are you doing the camera shake?
Oh, I was just looking for that. I believe it's on the shooting function. Let me see if I can find it real quick on my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be on
Event
shooting.
camera shake. I see something like this.
Right there. Yeah.
So this is a function that's being called by something. So it says from AGR weapon interface. That's great. So you're probably calling it from weapons. Where's the weapon template blueprint? We have to open it as well.
AGR folder on your left. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull it into some violet stuff. Okay. And now weapon base.
Yeah, weapon base, and it's the template all the way on the right. Looks like a gun, blast gun.
Okay, great. Got it. So let's see here. Shake. So this is the fire camera shake that is being set, and then you call it. So where is this being called?
That's it. That's the only thing.
Shot fired. So shot fire is is being called everywhere.
Yeah.
Get player controller. Client play force feedback. Okay. So this is also running everywhere. Flash. Okay, so we definitely don't want force feedback everywhere, and we don't want camera shake everywhere. So those two things we want only on the owner. Audio we want everywhere. Animations we want it to run everywhere, basically everything except those two. So those two needs to get we're already getting the owner casting to character, and we already have it as character. So as we go through this execution, as long as we don't finish this entire function, this variable is multiple times accessible, and it doesn't call this node multiple times. So we just drag from here, and want to see if it is. So this is the owner. Cast to character. So this is interesting. So
Yeah, any of that, I don't quite remember how I got to that. That was either your tutorial or maybe that came from. No, I think I can't remember. It was either your tutorial or it came from what is that? The blueprints and program that I
this
use for
goes
the
into
book.
camera shake. Okay, so this goes into camera shake. This is the camera shake. This says client start camera shake if server. So this gets triggered only from the server. And the target is player controller. It's not valid on the server. That doesn't make really much sense.
Yeah, this was from a tutorial online. Tell you, some of them weren't very good, man. You know your stuff.
I know.
I follow them, and things go funny.
Okay, so we got this is like this. Owner. We're getting the owner of the gun. Owner of the gun is the character that is using it. We know that because this is an HR item, so I know how ownership works here. So if it is, okay, we need to cast it to character. So we already have it done here. So let's say that it's player controlled. And we also want to know that it is local controlled. So this is not going to trigger on multiplayer at all. So this is only for player control and local controlled player. So if both of those are true, then we want to just run this notification about camera shake, but we could do everything here. We don't really need to run it here. Oh my God, this is a native function. Yeah, we don't need to alter our engine. Client start camera shake. What? Okay, so that looks solid, but we could do it just here in the weapon instead of using this. It doesn't really matter. Client start camera shake. Yeah, we could just do it here. Just connect this here. It doesn't like do any camera local scale 1. Yeah, nothing really.
No scaling. There is a. Where is it?
So we don't need this. And we know that we are locally controlled, so we can just say only local player owner. Okay. So we want to do this camera shake. Bow. And we want to do force feedback. And we just connect those. So that should do the trick, because this is definitely multicasting. So this will trigger only once. So in here, we don't need event camera shake at all. We might use it to know that we fired a round, for example, because this is notifying our character that we just shot, right? But except that, it's not very useful right now, but it might be for something. So I'm deleting that. So that shouldn't, let's test it for 2 players. That shouldn't trigger the second player's Camera shake. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, see, he doesn't die, and then 2 heads spawn. It's having some issues, so we're working on that one. That's the reaction code that I was telling you about. But he won't fall.
Dance.
Yes.
Okay, so it works.
Yeah,
What's
that's
next?
awesome. Oh man. Yeah, like I said, there's little bugs. This one isn't important right now, but if you want, you can check it. If you try to vault and I believe shoot your gun, or is it equip your gun at the same time, he'll float into the air. He has like his own level.
Is this the vault that we set up, or is that a different vault?
No, that's the one we set up.
Okay.
Well, I
But
initially
I'm
set it
pretty
up.
sure I deleted some of those. So
Yeah, yeah, I set it up from a tutorial, and then you fixed it because it was.
yeah,
I
so I
did
have
like
to
crap.
fix it again, or it's fixed.
No, I haven't touched it. No, I haven't touched it. Yeah, it works fine. It just found a little bug in it. So like, yeah, it's fine like that. If you equip the weapon or something,
Yeah.
you'll see it do some weird stuff. Yeah. So like, shoot your gun when you vault
Okay.
at the same time. Now look down.
Okay, I'm flying right now.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay, so I'm flying. I am flying because we have line trace. Okay, and this goes into server vault. Server vault goes into multicast, and it's going through this, and then it's playing animations, and then on a delay, it's setting movement walk back to walking. So I guess this is not happening.
I just figured there might be a way to block it, like block shooting when you vault, because you're not gonna really shoot when you vault anyway.
Because this
So
goes on blend out, while instead of doing this delay and blend out, we should go. Oh, we don't have interrupted because shooting is interrupting.
yeah. Oh.
So this should be everything. I don't need the sprint string. Like it still will have animation. Some stuff need to be worked. Like shooting should use a different animation slot. But now I should be able to, like, even if I shot, you see, I'm just walking.
Yeah.
And I just cancel my vault, by the way, with this.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. You stand on it. Okay. Let me ask you this. The gun system that we're using, was it EB barrel? EB something?
Yeah.
Is there a way to control which gun is more powerful? So, like, once I get this working correctly, I want, for example, the shotgun to blow your head off, right? And right now, it seems like all the guns are kind of at the same power. That the shotgun does worse because it has more bullets that come out, but the other guns
if they
do the
all
same.
use the same ammo, let's go through it. So this is like.
Yeah, I have no ammo set up at all, like no custom ammo. Yeah.
So it just goes on impact. It goes into this. Goes into hit component. Server update.
Oh no, that's something different. That's what is that?
Okay, so you're basically applying 1 damage, whatever you do, unless you are using different ammo than this one.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Why there are 2 of those? Oh, this is shotgun. Okay, that makes sense. So you're always applying 1 damage. That might be the problem.
Okay.
if you want to make them more powerful, what you should do is you just inside the weapon template, you should have like a base damage, which is just a float. Let's make it 1 by default, right? But obviously for shotgun, like for, let's say a rifle would have 40, but shotgun, because it's shots 12 rounds, it should deal like, 3 or something. So you have to work with this. This is something for a start, and you should get also, you got AGR weapon interface. That's great. Let's go into this guy and let's make a new function, which is a getter. I want to do a get weapon base damage. And what we want to get as an output is the base damage, which is a float. We can also do, for example, a crit multiplier. And we can do, what else that could be useful? You don't have like a random crit chance. You just do crits on head, probably, right?
Which one?
Critical hits. You do only on headshots, not on random numbers, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, only headshots. Yeah.
Okay, so you just need those two values. And now you have this function, so you go back into your weapon. And now inside your interface, you have, okay, once you recompile, oh, I probably have to close it and reopen. Oh, okay. No, where is it? Get weapon base damage. Okay, we got this one. All those are in the default. This is the interface. Oh, okay, it's here. I'm just blind. Let's say, let's rename it to base damage, and let's also make it cheat proof. So let's make it replicated. And let's just stick it here in the base damage, and let's say that the crit multiplier by default is, I don't know, 2, right? But you could also make it a parameter per weapon. You know what? Let's do it. Crit multiplier. Okay. And it's also replicated so it doesn't get swapped. Unless it's never being changed in the weapon, then you don't have to replicate it, because even if someone changed it locally, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't change values. You know what? Yeah, let's do it like this. It doesn't have to be replicated to work on multiplayer, as long as we don't rely on local numbers. And damage is being dealt only on the server. So we got this, and now when we do this, and we are dealing damage, we can get owner, which we already do, and it's going here. This is the damage causer, and we can call functions from it. So we can get damage, get weapon base damage. And can we make it a pure function? I think we should be able to. Why did I close it? Okay, it's here, find it. Call in editor. Isn't constant the no. Okay, it must be an executable. Huh. Strange. Okay. But maybe that's for the best. We got 2 values. So let's go. Where does it go? Here. And here. Okay. And before we apply damage, we get the base damage. And we can, for example, multiply it by something. So if we have incoming velocity, we can get velocity, and we can multiply velocity. So velocity is a vector. Okay, so let's just get the length of the vector. And we got impulse. penetration depth. We can get this float, or we can get, I think, weight. Like let's see, or mass. How is it called? I think mass. Yeah, we can get mass. We can get the velocity, and we can also get the penetration depth, right? And we can do some calculation based on that. So velocity times mass is, how is it called in English? I know the word for it in Polish. So that's basically like the impact power of something, how much energy it has. So mass times velocity. But we also want to say that this energy, it does as much damage as it has penetration depth, right? So we can multiply by penetration as well. And this will be some crazy number probably that we're going to multiply by our base damage. And also, if our bone name is equal head, right? Unless it's not always head. Heat information. So this is just for reaction.
Right now, yeah, that's a reaction. Yeah. Right now, all the bones are being traced, but the head is where the main. Yeah.
Okay, so kind of whatever bone it is, we don't care. But if it is head, then we do a multiplication by another float. And now this float goes on a select if it's head. So if it is head, you multiply by crit. If it's not head, you multiply by 1. So it's just the same value. That doesn't change. And now we input it as base damage. And I'm really interested in what this damage will be. So we're going to do a print text, and we're going to say format text, and the format will be damage dealt 1 or damage by causer. Okay, so we got damage, wildcard goes to damage. We got causer that goes into damage causer, which is here, which is just connected like this. And we need this in the execution, and now we'll know how much damage we are dealing. So, okay, 1,100, 2,500, 1,700, which is a lot. That stakes. That's enough for them. Okay, so we can just go back into the bullet, and we can adjust the base damage number in the weapon, which is now just 1, which is not a lot. But the numbers we are working on in the velocity, mass, and everything, they are really huge numbers. So we can, for example, multiply it by, let's say, 0.01. So divided by 1,000. Okay, that's a bit too much. Divided by 100. So now, if I pick up a weapon, I'll deal 1, 13, 23, 22, 22. But they have really low health, so they die really fast, right? Because they have health when you always dealt 1 damage. But it just shows you the scale. Like, you could, for example, any calculation is expensive, right? If you don't divide it by 100 and you deal thousands of damage, it's actually better. It's like easier on the engine. and like how is it called? When you're doing any calculations on really small numbers below zero, like on just fractions. Oh yeah, fractions. If you do calculations on fractions, you have bigger potential of error than if you do calculation on complete numbers. So it's good to have enemies that has, for example, 10,000 health, and you do 2,500 damage, than having opponents that have 5 health and you deal like a 0.1 damage or something like that. So you should just apply different damage to different weapons, like the base damage, and you can play with it. Like, what's the fire rate of the weapon? What's the damage? And also the velocity of the bullets now really matters. Like all those bullets will have same velocity, but if you have multiple classes of bullets, you could, for example, have like I don't know, armor piercing bullets that would have higher mass, and they could have also deeper penetration potentially. And also with this system that we have right now, if you shoot someone in the foot and you have really small penetration because of that, you do a lot less damage, like 16. When shooting in the chest deals like 2,000.
Yeah.
So you cannot shoot someone in the finger and he will die the same as if you shoot him in the head. Oh, and by the way, let's test if the headshots work. Like, I should deal a lot of damage by headshot in this character. If I only... Okay, 2,500. I'm not dealing damage to the head at all. That's probably because I'm not hitting the... I'm not hitting the bone, I'm hitting the collision on the head.
Collision box, possibly, yeah. I have a problem with my own character when you're shooting each other. It's something about the chest. It's not hitting the chest, but it hits their head and it hits the rest of the body.
It's probably this, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you can delete the chest box. We don't need that.
And do you really need the head box?
To explode the head? No, not really. Is it? Let me think. No, you don't. It'll still do it invisible.
Hitbox array, get owner's collision component. Okay, so it's not necessary, right?
No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's for the damage, the decals. So it's okay. You can disconnect it.
So now I can test headshots.
Yeah.
$2,800.
Nice.
Okay. Huh. Damage 0. What the hell?
Well, he's strange. Yeah, you can ignore him. As you see, he floats because on multiplayer he floats. He's based off of the blueprint instead of.
Also, you don't want to deal damage at all if you haven't hit a skeletal mesh, right?
Oh.
Or a character, or something that is destructible.
Yes.
So if component can we just get class is equal skeletal mesh component, or is equal is equal destructible how is it called? House destruction listener. You don't have destructibles? Okay, so that's gonna be easier.
No.
Oh, okay, that's gonna be a lot easier. Besides, destructibles and multiplayer are not a good connection. So
I
if we're
wanted to
not
ask
going to, if we're not going to deal damage, we don't need to do all those calculations as well. So we should just skip them. So if it's true, then go here. And if it's false, then skip the damage and just go into spawning a fix. Okay, now when I shoot, I shouldn't see damage on everything. Yeah, I don't deal damage anymore. And the only damage I see is the one on the characters.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wait, are you saying there's like no damage decals on the ground? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean that there are decals. They are like, you can see
Yeah.
them, but you don't
Yeah.
deal damage. Like you don't apply
Yeah, it
damage,
doesn't
so there's no debug functions. There's no calculations because those are wasted
awesome.
calculations. If something gets damaged, but like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
The
Let
other
me
way to
ask you
go
this.
around it is that you can go through assets, and there is an interface called damage, and you just have can be damaged, and you have by default no on static geometry.
Yeah.
But still, like a lot of stuff can get damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
what's
I have
next?
two questions. So, well, the first thing is health and ragdolling because I can't figure that out. And then, are you familiar with game session times? Like your
Yes.
game runs 15 minutes, right?
Yes.
And it has a countdown. So I did a countdown timer. The skeleton of it, the remnants of it's still there. I just disconnected it, but it doesn't do it across multiplayer. It doesn't do it on
Okay,
one screen. So it's just a
just a
basic
second,
timer.
okay?
Yeah. So I was just asking, are you familiar with like a countdown timer on a game session, right? And also have it where you can reference the timer so you can make other things happen. For example, the I wanted them to be more aggressive to attack the player after a certain time. So I figured I would need a game timer for the session itself, and then I would have to be able to reference it for that to actually be
Okay,
functional.
so you need more than just what you have right now. You have HR example game mode, right? Okay, so that's great, but you need another thing which is called the game state, and we can just use the base game state base. Okay, I will just call it BP example game state. So now the game state can be referred here as our custom game state inside here, and let's maybe go with the game base. Okay, yeah, we can do with that. Like the full game mode has just like two more functions that are for game sessions, but you can control game sessions through game states. So, okay, it's back to here so you can debug stuff. But yeah, doing timers and stuff like that, you should consider that it will take few hours to set up all this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the proper way to do it is that game mode doesn't exist or anywhere except server, right? So what game mode
Okay.
should do, it should, when you want to start the timer, you don't do this. You don't do this. You get game state. And you get a game state is like a top function you can call anywhere, really. But you want to call it on the server because only server has authority to call stuff here. And you want to do well, best if interface or something, but you should have an event that starts the timer here,
Okay.
and it should be multicast. Let's maybe
Yeah.
just do it. So custom event start timer, and should it have an input? It should. Let's do timer or just seconds. Okay, and we want it to be multicast reliable. And what we want to do when we call this, we want to set a variable that is local. Or you know what? It's better than that. Let's actually do a timer. No, not this. Timer by event. The time is this. It's not looping.
Okay.
Save it as a start timer. Just begin timer. I can't use the start timer here and this, like functions and variables, they can have same names. Okay, and just print string start. So what you would want to do is to do some start only on the server, right?
As it's already. Okay.
And on remote, you want to just say inform you're starting. Because it won't be it won't be perfectly in sync. It will be desync between clients as the lag goes between clients. The only one that will be fully in sync is the server itself. So now we can get this game state mode, and we can cast to example. Of course, you would normally not use cast but interface, right? This is just a really fast example. And you would do start timer, that is this, and let's say 5 seconds. Let's maybe do it like 8. And as the timer goes, you could go on tick and get the timer, time left. Elapsed time, remaining time. Okay, so you can get a remaining time and just print string on tick. And you want to print string from 0 seconds, so just 1 frame. So if we do it like this, now I press play and you can see this.
I see it, yeah.
And boom, server -1 because it's invalid, and he said start.
Awesome.
Wait, let's do one more thing so we can actually read it. Is greater than 0. That's gonna help because we don't want to run this indefinitely. So let's do it like this. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam. Okay, server set start. And on client we see 6 all the time. Okay, we see 6 on the time because we're doing this on begin play, so before the match is actually ready for start, right? Let's do like a delay of, I don't know, 3 seconds before you spawn characters and do stuff, or have like a everyone click ready for the match to start. And now you have server and client running timers. You see that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And the client says inform you've started, and the server said start. So the old timer,
Yes.
where is it? Because it's spamming.
Oh, look at event tick. I think I didn't quite remember where it is. Let's see. 1 second. Let me look on mine and see if I can find it really quick. Really? Multiplayer. I'm looking for it now. I thought it was off of an event tick.
Oh, the 6 is the stamina. Okay, it's doing on tick.
Yeah, stamina is. Yeah, it might be next to it. Where is that at?
No, that's just it. I deleted the timer and everything. If I bypass that, the 6 is no longer appearing.
Okay.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
have this, which is fine. And now we have this.
Right. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's how we would do a timer. Okay, I have to go.
Okay.
Sorry we've done so little today. It's just the
That's all right.
voting, camera shake, and damage, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I hope we can do more next time.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, I'm pushing everything into your repository immediately after the call. So yeah, thanks, and see
All
you
right.
soon.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.